Prior to painting these sheds, I wanted to lightly pressure wash them first. I don't want to take any of the paint off, but the goal is just to get the loose stuff and some of the dirt off. Moving on to the second shed. So these 3 screws pulled out of the door hinge, so I'm going to try to fix it with some toothpicks. You can already see, because I can't get the door open, I'm going to have to take this off, put it on here first, and then put it back on here. Luckily, I found the screw that I dropped. I was lucky to get it to stay there just long enough so I could grab my drill and put the screws in. It'd probably be easier to take these brackets off and try to paint around them. Plus, I'll probably end up not using them anyway. Finally, I think we're about ready to start painting. Those little grooves are a pain, so I have to use a brush. Today we're going to get back to painting the little shed that we started a week or two ago. This is a cheap brush. I think I cut off the end to make it more stiff. So I like the way this works on the grooves. Since I'm going to use the brush, I might as well get the paint off the stick with that. Took an old Gatorade bottle and cut it so I can put some paint in it and use my brush out of here. We'll see how messy this gets. Moving around to the other side. I'm going to get back onto some of the painting. As long as I'm painting, I'm going to touch up some white spots first. See how old this paint is in this can. I find if you go a little bit at a time, you don't bend the metal. Especially on old paint that's been around for years. Bunch of little bites, not big bites. It's been a while, so I think we'll use the electric stir. Used to have a little one of these, but I don't know where it is, so I'm going to have to make do with the big one. Well, hopefully that'll work. Somebody didn't clean this paintbrush last time very well. Wonder who that was. Anyway, probably good enough for outdoor work. We'll see if we can get some of the paint off of this paint stirrer first. I found that over the years, high quality paint really makes a difference. And this is Sherwin-Williams. Costs a little more, but it's well worth it. Try to get this paint clean off here before it dries, so get the old water up. I like using the mist setting. Get a lot of pressure but not a lot of volume. Keeps it from spraying all over. Now back to painting. Okay, on to the next one. While I have the white paint open, I got to touch up around the garage door. Got some paint on the black weather stripping here, trying to wipe it off with a piece of paper towel. Back to the shed, using a brush to paint the grooves. Now we got back to the roller. We'll By this point I was almost out of paint, so I wanted to finish up around these brackets so I could put the stuff back until we got around to getting more paint. So here we are a week and a half later. I ran out of paint. I thought 2 gallons of paint would be plenty, but it turns out it was not enough. So we want to get some more paint, and it turns out if we wait 10 days, it'd be on sale 40% off. So that sounded like a plan for me. We now got the sale price. I got the paint, so I'm going to start up again. Since we just got back from the store, I figured I can just use the paint stick to stir this up. I don't have to put the attachment in the drill. I always try to pour on the side that doesn't have any instructions or the name of the paint, so the drips don't cover that up. I also try to clean all the paint out of the groove where the lid fits on. This makes sure you get a better seal and paint doesn't dry up so much. So at the end of the day, I'll actually spend some time cleaning this out even better. It also doesn't hurt to get the excess off the paint stick. Last time I purposely painted around all these brackets so I could put the stuff back up, and now all I have left is the bottom part, so I don't have to move all that equipment again. I'm missing some of my video where I finished up the little shed, but now we're going to go back over and work on the upper part of the big shed. So we can get some of the cobwebs off. Of course, while I'm up there, I'm going to have to see if I can clean the solar panel. Finally, I want to paint these grooves in this T111 board. Alright, I can see I'm going to have to get closer, so I'm going to have to reconfigure the ladder. Well, that's a wrap for the brushing, and it looks like it worked out pretty good because I just finished up this empty can, so we'll do the rolling the next time. So the issue is I can't get close enough with any ladder configuration. So I gotta move this lawnmower, which doesn't start, but I'll see if I can push it. Alright, well the mower was easy to push. Obviously the battery's dead. So I guess I should charge it up just in case I ever do something with it. So this is an old charger from the 1960s that my dad refurbished. He basically, I think he put a new diode and a rectifier in it. Or something, and then we got it to work. It's kind of a trickle charger, maybe 2-3 amps. So I'll put this on for a couple hours. I don't like letting it sit overnight. We'll run it for a few hours today, then maybe 6 hours tomorrow. See how it works. So I'll hook the positive up first, and then plug it in, and then when I'm hooking the negative up, we'll check for a spark, make sure it's actually charging. I don't know if you'll be able to see it with the camera or not. But yeah, there was a little spark there. So, if that's it for a couple hours, I'll Come out here before it gets dark and turn it off. We'll see if we can get close enough with that ladder configuration to reach the top where I left off. I don't feel comfortable with that configuration, so we'll extend it and put it up. Let me push this back a little. Should have paid attention where I was placing the ladder because I put it right over the top of one of the grooves I need to paint. Well, I decided to keep going with the roller since I have everything out, so see how far we get. Well, I'm going to call that a wrap for this side. All I got to do is the other side. Gotten a little too big of a hurry here. Checking here to see if it fell out of the socket or it actually broke some plastic. No such luck. It's some broken plastic. Let's see what's involved in taking this apart so I can glue it. So this is the ball that I'm going to try to glue back together and then put back in there. Of course, first thing I do is drop the screw. See if we can get the bracket apart. Can't get enough leverage and apply enough pressure with my left hand going off the side, so we're going to have to move the ladder. Great, that worked, and I broke the screw loose, so we can get it off now. So the deal, see if I can super glue that back on. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes not. We'll see. I have a used one here, so I'm going to try this. If this doesn't work, I'll get a brand new one out. Sometimes I have better luck with that. That's why I buy the really small ones. We'll see what happens here. Actually going to try putting it on both surfaces. And push them together and hold them for about 30 seconds. Putting as much pressure as I can. I'll let this set overnight and see how it works. Try to keep all those parts together. See if we can finish this up. This video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to wrap it up now. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next videos, I will be working on some small projects around the house, as well as cleaning my garage floor and pressure washing the house and the driveway. Okay, that's a wrap for the main parts of the shed. Now I have landings and ramps and that kind of thing, so we'll see what's next.